So in our video, I'm playing the manager on the ward.
And I'm playing the LPN.
Come in.
Hi, are you busy?
No, I'm not busy. How you doing?
Good, thanks. How about yourself?
Well, thank you.
Well, there's actually a few things I wanted to talk to you about today.
Okay, have a seat. How can I help you?
Well, I've been put in a few uncomfortable situations from a fellow nurse. And I understand she's been working here for a long time, so I feel the need to follow her orders without questioning.
Not necessarily.
But being a new graduate, I can't handle all of her responsibilities on top of my own, and I'm concerned it could be affecting the care I'm providing to the patients on our ward. There is an increased risk for mistakes and neglection to my patients, so I would appreciate if you never scheduled her and I together again.
So if I understand correctly, you're trying to juggle too many tasks at one time. You're also feeling stressed and you're worried it's reflecting in your nursing care. You'd like to avoid these situations, so instead of resolving the problem, you just don't want to be around her?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm just not sure if she doesn't like me or if she doesn't realize what she's doing.
I've observed your work ethics, and you seem to handle everything well. I believe avoiding the situation will not make anything better. You must learn how to work around her and other nurses that may put you in these situations as well. I think the right thing to do would be to talk to her instead of jumping to conclusions. May I ask who this nurse is?
Well, it's Nurse Matilda Jones.
And have you tried talking to her about this?
Well, no, I wanted to bring it to your attention first and thought us not working together would resolve the problem better than trying to talk it out.
Well, I do understand that, but can I give you some feedback?
Okay.
So the way I see it is you feel intimidated by her seniority, which is making it hard to confront her. But without confrontation, Matilda might not know she's putting you in these situations, considering she's been doing this for many years, like you said earlier. I understand what it feels like to be a new nurse on the ward, Victoria. Trust me, I've been there.
Yeah, that's basically how I feel.
And I know it's going to be really hard, but I believe Matilda would not be putting you in these situations on purpose. I think talking to her would make her realize what she's doing, and as an LPN, you must learn to handle these situations on your own.
Okay, well, I guess I'll try telling her how I feel. How do you suggest I do that? Maybe in the lunchroom when there are other nurses to back me up? Or...
I personally don't think a crowded place would be the right time to bring it up. Matilda may feel attacked with everyone around. I think pulling her aside when you both have a moment to talk would be much more professional. She'd be able to understand what you're trying to say and you'd be able to express your feelings properly.
Okay, yeah, I see. Well, that's a good idea. Thank you. I do not want to make her feel uncomfortable.
No. I really hope this conversation has made you feel better. I guarantee this will sort itself out. Having good relationships with your coworkers will make your profession much more enjoyable. It's also in the best interest for everyone else, including your patients. The last thing you would want to do is make them feel uncomfortable or unsafe. After all, they are your first priority.
That's true. Well, thank you for your input. It will help me now with future work-related problems.
Anytime. You know you can always come to me with things you'd like to discuss, but in the future I would like you to approach the situation in a much more professional manner.
I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. What?
So just pretend to stand up and then I'll hand the picture before you go. Okay. Actually, before you go, there's something I wanted to talk to you about as well.
Oh, is there a problem?
Not really a problem, but I've noticed some errors in your documenting. I'd like to know if you're withholding information or if you believe it's not important to include all the data received. Can you explain this to me? I'd like to understand your reasoning so I can help you improve and make sure no legal issues arise.
So what you're trying to say is that my documenting seems to be incomplete?
Yeah. Well, you need to include all the subjective and objective data obtained. plus the actions that were taken and an evaluation or a client response. Also, make sure you're using proper abbreviations and grammar. It's confusing for some of the nurses taking over the clients to understand what you wrote.
Oh, I was unaware of this.
I could show you a few examples.
Okay.
So this one was from a week and a half ago. And if you see here, you used an abbreviation that could be pretty confusing. Could mean a couple of things. So maybe if you just write it out next time fully, you know?
Okay.
Also, make sure the times are dead on because they don't seem to be exactly chronological, and if not, you should state that it's a late entry.
I must have made a mistake while I was writing down the time.
And that's okay, mistakes do happen. I'm glad we've caught it before it went too far. The last thing is to avoid point form. Try writing everything out.
Okay. I just thought it would be more clear that way, but...
Understandable. It's okay. Did you want to practice a couple?
Okay, sure.
So I have one here, and we'll just go through it. We don't actually write anything out. So we'll pretend that our patient is the same as the one in this one here, but
Okay.
I'll just do it properly instead. So maybe instead of saying this one here, what would you do instead?
Okay, well, instead of saying he has pain in his legs, I could probably be more specific. I remember it was his lower legs and feet.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
that works.
Yeah, much
I'm not
better.
sure. Okay. I think I'm just maybe not being specific enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be much easier for the nurses to understand then.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, since you're a new grad, I understand that the documenting is new to you, but it is a skill you need to perfect.
I guess I just haven't had enough time to practice.
If you're uncertain, you can always speak to any of the other nurses that are working with the same patients as you for clarification.
Okay, thanks. I really appreciate all your advice.
We will meet again sometime next week, hopefully to reevaluate your documentation skills. But in the meantime, I assume your lunch break is coming to an end. You should probably get back to work before you're late.
I totally lost track of time. Thanks. Well, thanks again.
No
It was
worries.
really helpful.
See you later. Bye. Oh, hi, Victoria.
Oh, hi.
Do you have a minute?
Yeah, I do.
I've noticed a real improvement in your documenting. Thanks for taking what I said so seriously.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I've actually been trying my hardest and double checking all my work before I submit it.
That's good, thanks. When I was a new grad, I had a problem with documenting as well. So I understand how much extra stress it's putting on you.
Yeah.
It's important to manage your stress though. You want to avoid burnout.
I'll be sure to do that, but I have to get back to my patients now, so I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, see you soon.